Today's flow is a energizing flow that will help build some strength in your upper body as well as your core. So we'll start by waking up the body and gently building some heat, and continue to work through mobility and using a block to help strengthen but also become aware of your muscles through your upper body. Please remember to subscribe to the Alternative Yoga Vibe channel so that you can receive weekly yoga videos. Get ready for this energizing flow. And starting in hands and knees, your block is to the side of your mat. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees in line with your hips, and just extend out through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Gently engaging through your core. Bring your left ear toward your left shoulder, and then tilt the chin down toward your chest and over to the right side, and just continue to move here in this half circle motion with the head stretching through the side of the neck and the back of the neck. Coming back through the center, extend your right leg back behind, toes on the mat, and just start to make some circles there with the ankle, lubricating the joints. And switching the direction, coming back to the center, lift that right leg back behind and lower, lift and lower, all while extending out through the crown of the head and the heel, bending the knee, placing it underneath the right hip, and then extending the left leg, making those circles with the ankle, and switching the direction. And gently moving through the body just to start warming up, coming back onto the toes, lifting the left leg, extending out through the heel, and then lower the toes and lift, lower and lift. And when you're ready, bending the knee and placing it back underneath the hip, and just start to gently rock back and forth as you pick your fingers up off of the earth, stretching through the hands and the wrists. Coming back through the center, gently turn the fingertips out to the side. Stay there or rotate the fingertips so they point toward the knees. Maybe even press into the hands, bringing the hips back toward the heels, stretching through the forearms and the wrists. And just connecting with your breath here as well. When you're ready, turning the fingertips back toward the front edge of, taking your right arm out in front, making a big circle back. And just continue here 3 times, creating some movement in the shoulder, placing the right hand and then reaching the left arm out and forward and back, making those big circles, and placing the left hand down. Bring your right elbow up and then reach the right hand underneath the arm. So elbow up toward the ceiling, reach, elbow up and reach. Just creating some twisting motion there through the upper torso. And now switching to the left side. Elbow up and reach, and elbow up and reach. And just making that movement happen through the rib cage and the upper torso. Placing the left hand down, come down onto your forearms, making sure that the elbows are underneath the shoulders. Extend the legs back behind. You can also bring the knees down toward the mat, coming into a modified forearm plank. And then stay here, pulling the belly button in, and gently, if you'd like, move the torso back and forth. And gently place the thighs down, tops of the feet come down, coming into Sphinx pose, just pressing the chest forward, gazing forward, getting a nice stretch there after building a little bit of heat with those forearm planks. Bring the chest down, place the hands next to the rib cage, curl the toes under, press into your hands and your toes as you lift up to plank and downward facing dog with hips up and back. And just taking a few breaths here, spreading through the fingers and bending your right knee. And straightening the right knee, bending the left knee. And just switching here, pedaling the feet nice and slow, or you can go at your own pace. And just creating some movement. Come up high onto your toes, releasing through your head and your neck. And slowly float the heels down toward the mat. And just getting all that length there. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot in between your hands. Bring the block underneath your left hand. Bring your left knee down, top of the left foot comes down, and inhale, lift the gaze, your chest, reach your right arm up, and then your left arm up, coming into Anjaneyasana, modified lunge. Pressing the frontal hip points forward. Bring your left hand back to the block, reach your right arm back and gaze out to the side or over the back shoulder. Reach the right arm forward and back, down by your side, forward and back. Just creating those circles again with the shoulder. Reach the right hand back, curl the back toes under if you'd like, and lift that back knee, always optional. Just coming into a twisting lunge here, gazing back. Bring the hands down to the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. Step the right foot back, come into plank pose. Bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Tops of the feet come down, press up to a cobra or bent elbow cobra. Lower down, inhale up. Exhale, curl down. Inhale, pressing up, maybe a little higher. Exhale, lowering down. Curl the toes under, press into the hands, lift up through plank to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up behind, knee toward your nose as you step the foot in between your hands. Block comes underneath the right hand. Bring the back knee down, top of the back foot comes down. Pressing the chest forward, lifting the gaze, maybe lifting the arms up, coming into Anjaneyasana, modified lunge. Frontal hip points working forward, tailbone down. Place the right hand on the block, reach your left arm back, gazing back. Then bring the hand down, forward and back, making those big circles with the left arm, this time 3 circles. And pausing there with the left arm reaching back, maybe curl the right toes under, lifting that back knee, gazing at the left hand. And then bring the left hand down, removing the block. Right hand comes down, step back to plank. And taking that optional vinyasa here, moving through chaturanga to cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. I say optional because you can always skip that and just go straight to downward facing dog anytime we move through that plank transition. Bend your knees and then work the hips up toward the ceiling. Bend the knees down toward the mat. Press the hips up. So you're just alternating through a hovering tabletop to downward facing dog. And come back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee, and start to make some circles there with the hip, or maybe some half circles. Just creating some movement there in the hip joint. Bring the knee back to the center, extend the leg and start to rotate the ankle around one direction and then the other. Come back to 3-legged dog. Step the foot in between your hands. Come into a runner's lunge or lift the arms up, coming into crescent lunge. Gazing forward, bending through that front knee. Putting a slight bend in that back knee if needed. Reach the right hand for your hip and then bring your left arm across your body to the outside of that right knee, coming into a twisted lunge here. Hands can come to heart center, gently twisting. Come back through the center. Place your hands, runner's lunge. Step the right foot back, come into plank pose, lowering down through chaturanga, cobra or upward dog, and downward facing dog. Sweep the left leg up behind, bend the knee, and start to make those circles or half circles with the knee. Just doing the same type of movement you did on the first side with that left knee. Come back to the center, extend the leg, rotate the ankle around, and switching the direction. 3-legged dog. Bend the knee toward your nose, step the foot in between your hands, stay here in a runner's lunge, or reach the arms up overhead, crescent lunge. Put as much bend in that back knee as needed if you feel any pulling on the low back. Left hand comes to your hip. Reach your right arm forward and then over to the left knee. Maybe bring the hands to your heart center, coming into that revolved lunge here. Come back through the center. Place the hands to frame the front foot. Step back to plank, optional vinyasa here. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Pressing the hips up and back, getting some length there through the spine, bending the knees, looking forward, stepping your feet toward the front edge of the mat. Exhale, fold here. Inhale, reach out and up. Hands come together and down to your heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Sweep the arms up, reach up, get some length. Exhale, twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. And try to make keep twisting with your breath. Try to make the movement come from the chest and the torso rather than the hips. And taking your last twist to the left, come back through the center. Reaching up and exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, fold, planting the hands, step back to plank. Optional vinyasa here, moving through that chaturanga to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up behind, opening that leg up nice and high. Exhale, knee to nose. Stepping the foot in between your hands. Inhale up to crescent lunge, reaching the arms up. And on your exhale, twist to the right, reaching the left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. So same movement you just had while you were standing. Reach the arms up. Exhale, place the hands, step back to plank. Maybe hover that right leg as you move through your chaturanga. And come to your downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up nice and high, opening up that hip a bit. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, keeping a nice bend in that front knee. On your exhale, twist to the left. Hug the outer hips in. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, place the hands. Step the foot back. Maybe hover that left foot. Coming into that Ekapada Chaturanga when you go through your vinyasa, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up behind. Exhale, knee toward your nose. Step the foot. Spin the back heel down and come up for warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the back side of the mat. Press the feet into the earth. Bending into your right knee. Gazing forward, turn the front palm up. Reach up and back, peaceful warrior. Left hand can rest on that back thigh or wrap around to the right hip. Come through the center and come down into your side angle pose or extended side angle. Bring the fingertips down to a block or the mat, reaching the left arm out over your ear. Come back up, warrior two, and then plant the hands, step back, taking your vinyasa if you'd like, meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up behind. Exhale, bending the knees, step the foot in between the hands, spin the back heel down, come up for warrior two. On the left side, gazing forward, pressing the feet into the earth, turn the left palm to face up, reach up and back, peaceful warrior. Maybe that right hand wraps around toward the left hip. Inhale, come back through the center, taking your side angle or extended side angle, reaching the left fingertips down toward the earth, right arm out over the ear. Come back through warrior two, and then cartwheel the hands forward, popping the back heel up, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa if you'd like, and meeting in downward facing dog. Lengthening here through the spine, reach the right leg up, knee toward your nose, step the foot in between the hands, spin the back heel down, and getting that block in your right hand. Inhale, come up for warrior two with the block holding onto the block in the right hand. Good. Turn the palm to face up. Reach up as you straighten through the right leg. Switch hands with the block. So now it's in the left hand. Come up, straightening through the right leg. Bend into warrior two. Inhale, come up, reaching the arms up, switching the block, warrior two with the block in the back hand. Straighten through the front leg. Turn the toes in so the feet are parallel. Reach the arms up. And then switch to the block through the hands, making a full circle behind the back, and then to the left hand again. Bending the knees, turning the toes out, and making that full circle again with the block. Straighten through the legs, turn the toes so they're parallel. Lean forward so the back is nice and flat, and then make that full circle there with the block, reaching the block up around your head and down behind your back and to the side. Now, come into that goddess pose, bringing the chest forward. Bring the block around in that circle. And once it comes forward, straighten through the legs as you place the block down. Maybe walk the hands forward and just get a nice stretch here in this wide-legged forward fold. And bring the block back underneath your chest. Press up to a nice flat back. Bring the torso up, reaching the right arm forward with the block in the hand. Turn the right toes out, come into warrior two, and then come into your extended side angle with the hand underneath the block on the right side. Go ahead, bring the top hand down. Place the hands on that to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa and come to downward facing dog. And switching sides, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, stepping the foot, spin the back heel down. Block is in the left hand. Come up for warrior two. Good. Really grounding down through the feet. Turn the palm up. And then as you straighten through the left knee, reach the block up and switch hands. Come back through the center. And so just doing that same movement through the warrior two, and then straightening the legs, switching the grip of the block. Come back through the center, straightening the left leg, turn the toes so that they're parallel. Reach the arms out to the side, bring the block back behind your back and up and overhead. And turn the heels in, toes out, bend through the knees, torso is upright. Bringing the block behind your back, switching hands up overhead and coming back to those wide arms, straightening the legs, parallel the feet, bring the torso so that the chest is parallel, doing that circle again with the block. Bend the knees, turn the heels in, toes out, keeping the torso parallel, making that circle again with the block. Come upright, straightening through the legs, parallel the feet, come down toward the earth. Block is underneath your chest, nice flat back, or walk the block even farther, bringing the crown of the head down toward the earth, coming into that wide angle forward fold. Stay there, or bring the block underneath the head, and then walk your elbows underneath the shoulders and hug the block with your hands, just to create a little tension there. Go ahead and walk the torso back upright, bringing the block into your left hand, turn the left toes out, bend into your left knee, and come into your extended side angle on the left side. Hand can come to that block. Then bring both hands down, removing the block, step the left foot back, plank pose, move through your vinyasa. Maybe taking that little pause in chaturanga, and come back to downward facing dog. Getting some length there through the spine, bend the knees, look forward, and step or hop the feet forward, and then cross the ankles and come to sitting, extending the legs out in front. And sitting up nice and tall, take that block and place it to the outer right leg. And continue to have a nice straight back. Take your right leg up and over the block to the outside, inside, outside, inside, 3 times each side. And then switching side, take the block over to the left side. Left foot comes out to the outside, inside, outside, inside. And continue to sit up nice and tall. Don't lean back. Really use those low abs. And then place the block out to the edge of the mat, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold forward, and then start to round through your upper back, releasing through your head and your neck, and just releasing all that tension there through the upper body. Coming into Paschimottanasana, nice seated forward fold here, and connecting with your breath, allowing the heart rate to slow down. Come back up to sitting, Tandasana staff pose. And then bend your knees, placing the block in between the thighs. Really press the thighs up against the block. Really hold it there. Reach the arms out in front, lower back about 2 inches. Belly button toward your spine. Pause, lower back 2 inches. And then another 2. Really hug the belly button in. Keep lowering back another 2 until you come all the way down, nice and easy. And then bring the knees in line with the hips. Take the block out and hug the knees toward your chest. Maybe rock slightly from side to side. Just releasing through the spine. Reach the arms out to the sides. Take your right ankle over the top of that left knee. Open that right knee out. Really press the knee toward the back edge of the mat or the front edge of your mat. And then stay there or release your knees over to the right, coming into a twisted roots here or figure 4 twist. Gazing up or out toward the left hand. Just get a nice release here through the spine. And come back through the center and switching sides, taking the left foot over the top of the right knee. Really open that left knee out and back toward the front edge of the mat. Option to stay there or scoot the right foot out a few inches and release the knees over to the left, gazing up or out toward the right hand. Just coming into that nice twisting motion. You can always take any twist here if having the ankle stacked is too much. Come back through the center and then walk the soles of the feet together, dropping the knees out to the sides. Hands can rest by your sides or on your belly. Let's see if you can release the muscles through the legs so that the knees can gently drop down toward the floor, coming into reclining bound ankle pose. closing your eyes and just start to connect with your breath, releasing any last bit of tension, and allowing the body to start to turn the focus, the gaze inward, resting. And you're welcome to stay here for your final pose, or when you're ready, you can bring the knees together and gently walk the feet out, bringing the backs of the legs to rest on the earth, toes dropping out to the sides, turning the palms to face up, and coming into your Shavasana. And of course, stay here as long as you like. And thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.